tonight?
Maple Story tonight.
Yeah, what's tonight?
Maple Story.
No, but what a Maple Story is. Is this Maple?
I think you guys already set up.
No, the only thing to do is roll boss on my window because he has Mason. My brain is so fucking big right now. Hey y'all, I'm here with Time Wiz format, and here's a deck profile on my Psychic, so let's just get straight into it.
Heavily requested.
Heavily requested, everyone.
Alright, first we're playing 3 overdrives. First ed, of course. They're the reason why you play the deck, and they tutor into 3 commanders, and I'm only playing 2 mind masters, or 2 protectors. 3 was really bricky and you never really want to open it, but there's a lot of times where I would run a 3rd because to do the max combo you need more numbers.
Well, why would you only play? Why would you play 2 or why 2 of those, but not?
So
but 3 as a commander.
Protector is pretty much a brick if you open it because you have to set it, but Commander is a good tuner and he crashes with anything 19. So he gets over Stratos, he gets over a lot of monsters, can kill Fire Dog and crash him.
Isn't Commander kind of a good set though? Because turn 1s usually in this format are kind of slow. So if you set it Mind Commander and they attack, it's kind of like Gravity Bind.
Good question. That's why I rather run 3 Cranium instead.
Oh, that's good. All right,
so Cranium floats and searches, so he can add any Psychic you want. So I typically add this one. Mm-hmm. So we play 3 of these. Plus he's a 1-star, so he's really good for that. We play 2 Krebens because he can hold the board. He's a good tuner, good 8 tele target. He's a good card. I play 2 Destructitrons. His effect is he can target any Stellar Trap and pop it if it's set. So before you go out to the big boys, you really want to clear their back row somehow. So 2 of these. 1 Jumper. Jumper is a creature swap by targeting him another Psychic and one of your opponent's monsters. He sets up a lot of plays. He can take your opponent's like Catastor or YuGiOh, take their Stardust, and you can give them the floater so you can search when it dies.
Can it get set monsters?
It cannot. It has to be a face-up.
Face up, okay.
We play one Substitute.
Substitute, yeah.
This card is insane, except the life. You have to pay 800 to keep swapping. So there's some games where I just swapped my whole deck. And he's really good at one. Also, I play 1 for 1 as well.
I think you have to, right? Because like
yeah.
that card's just so good when you resolve it.
We play the Psychic Snail. He's used for the OTK potential. He's a great beater at 19, and with him you can facilitate a lot of OTKs. A lot of things you can't do if you don't have him. If you hard draw him, then you can't do some certain combos.
Yeah, that's one of the intermediate steps usually, right? When you Mind Master and then you just keep cycling through your other psychic cards.
We play 2 spies.
You play non-psychics?
Yeah, we play non-psychics.
Yeah.
So we play 2 spies, 1 descendant. I really like it at, some people like 3-1, but I like 2-1 because my game plan is never going into the second spy to spy. So I'd much rather just go into these. It's really good with Commander because Commander and one of these makes Arcanite, and Arcanite is the sickest card.
It is sick. I can see why like you want to pick 3 Commander now.
We play 2 Kaises because the monsters hold the board instantly well. So, and if you can't get to Overdrive, or they have too much back row, you can't commit to this, so we just do the Kais for the safer play instead. Plus the burn always matters because it helps go to for game, more damage. Really good card. Good star count because him and Jumper can make an 8-star.
Can you use him in a 3 with Commander to make the 9-star, or is it only psychics? Only psychics?
Oh, actually, yes, you can.
You can? Oh, okay.
Okay, so for onto the spells, we play 2 labs. I used to play 2 labs and 1 terraforming, but I would never want to open 2, and I don't want to see this too often. If I open it, I like playing with it. If I don't, then we play without it. So terraforming was not it.
You don't need it, right?
I don't.
And also,
need
there's an interesting ruling with this card.
Yeah. It's a bad card.
It's a bad card.
There's so many games where I lose because I make Stardust to protect this. So they just make Brio bounce it, and I take all the burn damage.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
We play 2 Psychokinesis. This card is really cool. If you control a face-up psychic, you can pop any spell or trap, and then you take 1,000. So it acts as an MST to clear their back row. It can kill a set monster. It can kill a stronger monster. So this card is really clutch. I played it at 3, but the self-burn just adds up too fast. So I definitely like it at 2.
So if this was free with no life point cost, you'd definitely be on 3.
If it was free, I'd play 4 if I could.
You play 4? Yeah.
We play the Soul Charge. So this
Soul Charge.
You can special summon any number of level 2 or lower psychics from the graveyard, and you take burn equal to the stars. So with this one card, you can make a whole board full of just 5 monsters. You can use a trick summon. You can do synchros. You can revive Psychic Jumper to switch monsters and do a bunch of plays. And also, it brings back Mind Master, so you can do a bunch of crazy shit with it.
Can Mind Master tribute itself? I don't think so, right?
It cannot.
It cannot.
Mind Master cannot tribute itself, so you always need a +1 monster.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have 1 E-Telly because of that 1. I genuinely think if this card was at 2, this deck would be at least tier 1.
At least tier 1, huh?
Because this card, because the pool it can bring out is so large. It can bring out Jumper, Mind Master.
You can bring Mind Master, yeah,
It can bring out Commander. Like all the cards, all the monsters it brings out are amazing. Except this card's at 1.
It's at 1. Yeah, I
We
love
played
it.
1 for 1. I really don't like it. It eats up your hand too fast, but it gives you additional summon just in case you need to emergency trigger summon. It brings out Mind Master in a pinch. So this card is kind of essential to unbreaking your hand and starting a lot of plays.
But if you have that plus like the Soul Charge Powerwall card, it's not really that different, right?
Yeah,
for
you
discarding
could
your
just
monster.
discard a monster and then just revive it off the one you discarded.
Right.
So it evens out, but it eats up your hand really fast.
Yeah, yeah.
1 MST. Triple Book of Moon. We play Triple Book of Moon because our boss monster, Hyper Psychic Blaster, he pierces and you heal for the piercing. So this acts as a pseudo trap and it just facilitates more damage with the blaster.
Yeah, that's how usually you gain like your life back, right? That you've paid to get to him.
Yep. We play this mind control because we have a lot of tuners, so we can take their monsters and just make our own synchros. We also play the one brain because these 2 cards are just too good. And all our tuners, if we open one, we can just do a lot of plays with them. We own only 3 traps. Call the Haunted because it can bring back anything. It helps for additional summoning to tribute summon. Mind Over Matter is a judgment by tributing a psychic monster. And I only play this card because it's thematically cool.
Really?
I like
That's
thematic
thematically
cards. And then this is a Pot of Avarice only for psychics. You shuffle 3 in your grave, back to the deck, and you draw 2. It's really good for refueling your combos, or if you're in the mid game, it'll help bring stuff back because once you teleport it, you could run out of resources. So this helps spin stuff back.
Why would you play, I guess, Psychic Overload over Pot of Avarice? Is also because it's thematic and you keep it on theme?
So our monster count when we go to the graveyard is pretty light, but if we do have monsters, it's pretty much always 3 psychics.
Always
so
3
this
psychics.
is much faster, and it's a trap, so you can activate it. Your opponent could pop it, and you can just chain it. It's really good just in that regard.
I guess, yeah, your psychic count's pretty low, right? It's like just the Gravekeepers and the 2 Kais.
Right, on to the extra deck. We play 1 Armor Arm, essential for the OTK, because there's a lot of time where you go Blaster, and you equip him, and with that, he becomes 4K, so you just do 4K twice, and that's pretty much always game.
Right, with Psychic Snail, right, to give it double attack.
Yep. So we play Essential card,
Essential card.
and then we play... also, I don't really like him, but he is just needed. It's a good 5-star, 5's coming off him, but Android is a lot better. He's a psychic, and there's some games where I first turn just Mind Master dump all the monsters, and then I soul charge them back, and I summon him to just regain, become 9,000 life points.
Right.
So he's really good. He's a light target too, so he's good.
And you build filter. Does that matter in your deck?
Brio, pretty good card. Instead of going overdrive, so when we go him to him, sometimes we don't want to go Blaster because they have a more threatening monster that we might need to get rid of. So what we could do instead is go Mind Master, and that makes the 6 for Brio instead. So good option. We have 1 YuGiOh because he's YuGiOh, 1 Black Rose, 1 Arcanite, really easy to make with the GKs plus Commander, so 1 of those. Also can be used with taking your opponent's monsters.
Yeah, Arcanite's hot.
1 Transfer because having a generic 7 is really good, and her heal effect has come clutch really often. Stardust, this guy because he's broken.
How do you make Dark End Dragon in your
Dark
deck?
End, really common because we could use a GK plus another 4-star, or we could use Caius
Oh, Kai's into 2.
plus the 2-star.
Trebons, yeah.
Good card. This card is amazing in this deck because not only
yeah.
does he protect himself because he's psychic, he protects any other monster because they're all psychics. So there's so many times where the heal also matters. So if I can make him instead of Stardust, I will always make him. Plus this JP is gorgeous.
Yeah. You know, how often does Colossal Fighter Armory Arm come up in your deck?
I only made it 1 time ever for the OTK. And it was so niche, it will probably never come up again.
It's pretty rare for this
So
deck to make
this
anything.
combo comes up a lot more than this combo, for sure. We play 2 Blasters. Our boss monster, we just make him like water. He's needed for a lot of OTKs, and his attack stat is insane. It's funny because anytime I ever make him, they always have an answer to him next turn. So that's why I like running the second one.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of the nature of the format, right? It's like pretty back and forth.
1 Mistworm because it might come up. It came up often if you soul charge a lot of stars. He's really easy to make, so it could help push for game.
Have you ever made it?
I made it 2 times.
Twice?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Side deck, we play 2 Trap Stuns against Trap Heavy decks, 2 Dust Tornadoes against Trap Heavy decks, 2 Bottomless when I want to be Trap Heavy, and we play other real traps like this, just in case we're playing a very aggro deck. We can just sit on our floaters or sit on our Krebins and wait with our commander maybe to just hold off until they run out of steam. 1 of these, 1 more of this, 1 more of this,
negation.
and 1 more of this.
Can we see some combos though?
Yes, sure.
Like, I wonder,
So some combos.
I wonder what you can do with like Mind Master, Monster plus
So
telekinetic firewall. Or we start with this.
Alright, so I'll show you a basic OTK that comes up really, really often.
To my mom's house. Yeah. We're actually supposed the wedding.
So if you have E-Telly or you have 1-for-1 and you can summon this guy,
Yeah.
you can pretty much always have game. So all you need is a way to summon him and a way to summon him. So
Okay.
you'll summon Overdrive and you hit activate effect King 2K to summon Commander and Commander.
Commander twice. Okay.
Commander twice. And then you're gonna E-Telly him, call behind him, 1-for-1 him.
Right.
So you have him on board.
Okay.
And now you're gonna synchro these two. It's a blast.
Right.
And then you're gonna use Mind Master effect, tribute off this by paying 800, and you go to Psychic Snail. Effect of Snail, target this to attack twice. So now he can attack twice. Effect of Mind Master again, tribute him off to go to the 3-star.
Oh, another Psychic Commander, right?
So you go into Protect.
Oh, protect. Oh, because Mind Master's a tuner. Okay.
And now you go to Armor Round.
Right.
And now that's 4K twice. That's pretty much always you. And it's really easy to set up as long as you have him and an additional summon ready.
Right.
Which is why I play the field spell, because there's a lot of turns where I have one of them up and I just need to activate this to resummon.
Oh, right, because that card lets you additionally
normal
summon.
by putting a counter on.
Right, the secondary effect.
Right. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel.
Thank you, Dennis.
My brain is so fucking big right now.